Hey, Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe, aka Man of the People, doing what I got to do to make sure I bring you guys daily coverage of this Carolina Panthers team. Yes, it may look like I'm at a weird place. Let's see if I can lean over a little bit. I am at Charlotte Douglas Airport, about to fly to Tampa. Leaving a day early. Normally leave on a Saturday, but leaving today to get ahead of everything, this vacation, holiday travel. But again, doing what I got to do to make sure that I continue to earn the title, Man of the People, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe. We're going to go ahead and get into what is unfortunately a very long injury report for the Carolina Panthers. But I'm going to tell you some good news in my eyes. I'm not worried. This team, in my opinion, has found a way to make games to be contenders in every game they've been playing. Now, you could go back a couple games and say against the Dallas Cowboys, that happened, right? But I don't feel like, I just feel like it's going to happen. Like Canales and crew will find a way. I mean, he's going also up against his former team, right? So he's not just going to belly up against his former team. So I still feel like I don't know how it's going to happen. I'll probably have a chance to have some more thought into it on our pregame show on Sunday. But again, I feel pretty good that this team will find a way to compete this Sunday in Tampa at 1 o'clock. All right, let's go ahead and if you guys want to just throw up any kind of comments, if there's any trouble that looks like behind me because I can't see, and who knows what walks by you at the airport. But let's go ahead and get into this final injury report for the week because it's a long one. And we're going to walk through it. A lot of guys did not practice today. So Taylor Moton wasn't able to get out there today. Did not practice all week. So that does not look good for Taylor Moton to be out there this weekend. If Taylor is not able to be out there, then look for Yash to be out there, Yash Neisman to be out there holding down his spot. CB, hold on, let me see what she says here. CB says, I haven't even had time to watch your shows with all the holiday season madness. Yeah, the holidays can make it a little hectic, but let me try to wipe off my camera here. It seems like it's a little, there we go. The holidays can make things a little hectic, but for those that can tune in, that have a chance, then I just want to make sure that I'm bringing you guys all the latest news on a daily basis. So appreciate you tuning in. Also appreciate you being a member. Let me go back to the right report here. Shaw Smith Wade, he is out due to an illness in the chest. So with Shaw Smith Wade out, we're probably going to have Dane in there for him to cover that position. So, got a lot of stuff that's going to be out. I can see some comments coming. I'm going to go through all the comments in just a second. J.C. Horn dealing with a hip injury. He's doubtful. I mean, we're banged up, guys. Now, here is some good news, some really good news right here. Everybody that I'm about to read through that says that says questionable, they feel good about it. So there's some relief within this. So all these guys, Chuba Hubbard, questionable. Jadeveon Clowney, questionable. Xavier Legette, questionable. Ashawn Robinson, questionable. DJ Wanham, questionable. Damian Lewis, questionable. Now, I skipped through that a little bit, but all those guys that I read through there that are questionable, Coach Dave Canales feels really, really good about. Even Xavier Legette, which is a surprise for me, I really did not expect Xavier to be one of the guys that he felt really good about, just because he said, Xavier in the locker room this week was talking, saying things are going pretty slow. It's a little frustrating, but he's trusting the process. The coach said he had a good practice today and looked good yesterday, so fully expect Xavier Legette to be a full go this Sunday. Now, let's get back up and go to some other guys that were doubtful. So that would be J.C. Horn. I don't think I've talked about J.C. Horn and him looking doubtful. So J.C. Horn, he says tomorrow morning, because they're going to fly out to Tampa in the morning, early afternoon. So tomorrow morning they'll have another chance to evaluate J.C. Horn, and I just don't see it. He's been a DNP all week. He's a guy that has dealt with injuries over his career. We are 100% excluded from the playoffs this year. So there's no need for JC to be out there this week. Now next week, if he's maybe limited and has some different fluctuations in his practice status, but he has statuses of everything but did not practice, then I'm okay with JC playing the final game of the season. He's a competitive guy. I know he wants to be out there with his boys, so I'm all for that. But on a week where you were JC, did not practice all week, then I say let's go ahead and cruise it out and wait for another week. Here's something that just popped up. Josey Jewell with a concussion / quadriceps. He is out. So that's major because we just had Trevin Wallace go out. We had some new guys come in to try to give us some depth at that position. And man, how timely is that we need it? But, I feel like that's the biggest challenge right there, because I talked with Josey a few weeks ago and he just talked about how much communication that Mike linebacker, the guy with the radio controller, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say radio controller, but with the speaker in his helmet to be able to talk with the defensive coordinator, he has to give out a lot of instructions to a lot of different groups. And then once the line gets set, when the offense comes out, he then has to give some more instructions to those guys that are out there. So Coach today talked about, let me see if I can cue this up properly for you guys, because I think this is important to know. All right, so here we go.
Yeah, it's communication, right? It's all the variables, all the situational things that come up throughout a course of a week. When you play a type of scheme, there's things that people try to challenge you with, and so it's about getting those guys up to speed on, like, in these different situations, here's what they're trying to attack. So, that's getting all that communicated and being ready for all the different variables is the greatest challenge.
In that sense.
So, if I was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right, and I want you guys to be on the lookout for this Sunday. If I'm the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I am taking every opportunity I can to run a hurry-up offense. If you see that happening, I know they're probably trying to get these guys ready for it, but it's still just the fact that if you haven't been, Josey, Shaq Thompson, the guys, even Trevin Wallace, he's been in the system for a little bit of time. We got some guys that are just, I don't know what string they would technically be if we looked at the roster from the beginning of the season, say this guy would be 4th, 5th, 6th string, right? But if you got these guys that, I forget who we picked up from the practice squad of the 49ers this week. I'm sorry, I'm traveling, so my mind's not all there. But the point I'm going to make is, it's tough for a new guy to be thrown into the mix, be responsible for calling out calls. And they have two things they got to do. They got to communicate the play call to everybody. And then once the offense comes out and shows their formation, they still then have to communicate calls and adjustments based on that. So yes, again, just wanted to get you guys prepared for this game this Sunday. Tampa, if I was Tampa, I'm going to come out and I'm going to hurry up as much as I can to get these guys the opportunity to not properly communicate, make them burn timeouts. So hopefully the Carolina Panthers are preparing for that, and but it's still only so much you can educate a guy on in such a short amount of time. Josey Jewell being out, I think, is big. Again, all these other guys that are listed on here are questionable. We'll go to page 2, and we got. Oh, looks like I cut this off a little bit. Sorry about that, guys. I cut this off a little bit, but let me try to look at another screen to give this information to you. The last few guys that are on this list would have been, come on, computer, don't do me like this. I'm doing a live show, and my computer is taking its time to show me this official list. So that list right there is not updated. Come on, internet. I'm waiting for it, guys. I'm waiting for it. I might have to bring it up on my phone, unfortunately. I did not realize I had cut off the rest of that injury report list. All right, here we go. Here we go. It's loading up. All right, so yeah. Cam Gill, who did not practice on Wednesday, he was limited in practice. He is questionable, but once again, head coach Dave Canales said that everybody that is questionable, he fully expects to play. So there is your injury report for this Friday, December 27th. as the Carolina Panthers prepare to take on NFC South foe, Tampa Bay Bucks. Hey, the rest of the season, we got the opportunity to play spoiler for a few teams. Tampa Bay is currently in that playoff hunt, clearly, as well as Atlanta Falcons are clearly in that playoff hunt, and I feel good about it. So I got one more comment here that I want to put up on the screen to get to. Rock Briggs says, happy holidays to you, Chris, and Charlotte Vibe. Thank you very, very much, Rock, for that holiday treat, holiday wishes for me, and I wish everybody out there a happy holidays as well. Next time you see me, I'll be in Tampa Bay. Thanks so much. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. We need to get to 15,000 subscribers. And if you really like the content, consider becoming a member, all right? We're going to end the season next week with our continued 101 interviews. Last week we had Josie Jewell, who also had a birthday recently. This week we're going to go to wrap things up with my man, J.J. Jansen, a.k.a. Mr. Cart Talk himself. J.J. Jansen, if you don't know, he is a very compelling guy to talk to. He's a guy that's like anybody could talk to for a while because he just has so much knowledge from football, his position, roles, finances, life, just everything. So really looking forward to that talk with JJ. It's not official yet, but just letting you guys know that's who I'm planning to talk to. All right, Chris Jenkins reporting live from Charlotte Douglas International Airport for Charlotte Vibe.